me, Nortey by nature. 205. And definitely we're alive. Today I present a special report. From tragedy to tribute. The story behind the smile. It's indeed awesome when radio gets results. And God makes a way. So let me take my tribute. Coda made a way. God made a way. Ultimate health in effect.
Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
You've got this in control, and now we know that you
made a way. When our backs were against the wall.
Joy 99.7 FM.
You made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Lord Jesus, you made a way.
now we here, looking back from where we come from. Because of you and nothing we've done.
You deserve love and mercy you
Sure,
but your grace was
strong enough to pick us up. Now you made a way. Yes, Lord.
when our backs were against the wall.
That's right.
And it looked as if it was over. You
Joy 99.7 FM.
and we're standing here only because you made
Terms and
Made a way.
when our backs were against the wall.
when our backs were against the wall.
And it looked
And it looked as if it was
you
over.
Jesus, you made a way.
Made a way.
Joy 99.7 FM.
That's right, Joy 99.7 FM. Program is Ultimate Health. And we use radio to move mountains,
With your
perform miracles.
you perform miracles.
There is nothing.
That's impossible. And we're standing
Joy 99.7 FM.
You moved mountains,
He moved mountains.
caused walls to fall.
Oh boy. That's right, Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM. I give my praise. And I've got the miracle sitting in the studio right here. I've been doing this for so long, but it's amazing. The reach, the power of radio, of media. So last year, October 4th, I did a program which I titled Bad Breath, Broken Teeth and Beyond. And during that program, I got a text message from a gentleman who named himself Yao. And he shared the sad story of his nephew, 19 years old, who had in September 15th, 2020, been involved in a tragic road traffic accident around Suhum. 2 buses and I think a flatbed from Benin. My understanding, my recollection is that 20 people lost their lives in that accident. The gentleman I have in the studio today, Joshua, lost his sister and his foster father in that accident. Survived with serious injury to the head. Lost initially what we thought was 5 upper teeth. But based on his uncle's contact, I reached out to one of the dental specialists on the program, Dr. McLean Okan of Platinum Orthodontics and Advanced Dental Care Services. So they got in touch from I think about November last year. We've gone through a lot. So today I have Joshua Ayinga in the studio, his uncle Matthias Anaba, and of course Dr. McLean Okang in the studio to share the story behind the smile. Gentlemen, you're most welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Right. Am I celebrating too much?
No, you're allowed to celebrate.
This
We
is
are all
a
very happy.
miracle.
That's a
Indeed,
miracle, yeah.
listeners, I first met, despite, connecting the threads and putting all this together as a foot soldier, I actually first met Joshua on the 1st of April. Was it April Fool's Day that I came to Platinum,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Well, we weren't fooling around. He was having his, what should I call them? Prosthesis, dentures fixed, right? So we'll tell the story. Joshua, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Right? Flash a smile so that my cameras capture that. Some years ago, we fixed somebody's teeth and we put the before-after pictures. Some listeners were not too happy with the before-after pictures. So we spared you those details, but later we'll share some of the details of the wonderful work we've done. So let me start with you, Matthias. You sent a message to my program. And if I can read that out just quickly, it said, it says here, okay. Good day, Nortey. My name is Yao from Kaswa. My 19-year-old nephew was part of that fatal accident on the Kumasi-Accra Road on the 15th of September, 2020, leading to the death of his foster father, or his uncle, right, and his sister. He lost about 5 teeth. We are told replacing it can be very expensive. Is there any help anywhere? What made you send that to me?
Thank you, Nortey. First of all,
And I'm also meeting you for the first time.
for the first time.
Right.
Thank God for your life. I thank God for the life of Dr. McLean. I thank God for how far he's brought us. I've been a very close friend, uncle, friend to the family of Joshua. They call me out anytime I go there. We live together. Having migrated both down here for seeking for better fortunes
From Bolga.
from Morga.
Right.
So I could not just, I didn't know the direction to take. After all said and done, then realizing that what was left after the accident was Joshua with head every day, struggling with his little junior brother who too had a fracture on the arm. And worst of all, couldn't eat, couldn't drink. So I was just thinking, seeking for help anywhere. And I have been an ardent listener to Ultimate Health every Sunday,
Wow.
being in the health sector myself. So on that fateful afternoon, I was listening, and by design or by miracle, the topic was so fixed with our experience.
Bad breath, broken teeth, and
Broken
beyond.
teeth
October
connected.
4th, 2020.
Exactly. So my inner spirit said, I hardly do these things. I don't. I just listen, take advice, pick what I need, and I'm on with my life. I hardly, but something told me that, please, send in the message. So I decided to. And here we are. So grateful. Thank the Lord Almighty. Thank God for your life. Thank God for McLean Joy FM. All this connected together Joshua is sitting here today, he can smile.
Joy. 99.7
At least no more complaint of headache. That burden. We didn't know where help was going to come from.
Right.
God had it inquired, and it was that expensive, as I indicated in my message. So this was what inspired me to send in the message.
Right. Okay, and that's what brought us here.
That's what brought us.
Standing here, looking back on where we've come from because of you and nothing we have done. So we are really, really, really servants. But Joshua lost, in fact, the family lost a lot in that accident. What can you share with my listeners?
Yeah, it's sad to come to terms with that. But
Joy. 99.7
being that close to the family, around 4:30, unusual, I got the call from the late Boniface's wife that the little son gave them a call that they had an accident around Suhum Road. Got up, quickly put a dress, picked them. We got to Nsawam Government Hospital, where we were told they were. But when we got there, I saw Joshua sitting there, but I couldn't make him up. The skin was down, face. I couldn't just make up the person sitting there, so I keep on asking. So where is my brother?
FM.
We ran around until somebody pointed out, he's the one, the description, he's the one sitting there. And I got to him. In fact, he cannot speak, blood oozing left and right. The little boy, they didn't even know where he was. Then I asked, so where is Boniface?
That's the uncle.
The uncle, and Gabriela, the little girl. Well, somebody pulled me aside and said, you are a man. Once they are not here, it means they are dead.
Wow.
I said, well, so if they are dead, why? What can I do? He said, well, you have to go to Suhum. You have to go to Suhum Government Hospital to find out, because most of the deaths were sent there. So I left the wife, proceeded to Suhum Government Hospital. When I got there, only 2 or 3 people sitting at the OPD, they said, oh, then you have to go to the morgue. But I went with the driver. When we got to the morgue men had worked throughout the night. They were furious, they were tired. I said, please, you need to do this for me. I need to see whether my person is among them. God, when we entered, the bodies were on each other.
My
The legs were
goodness.
packed somewhere. Heads were packed somewhere. I said, God, I got a courage. I said, then the guy, I didn't know what to do. The only thing made me believe that, of course, they were dead was that I saw the waist part down of the little girl. Being a friend to the house, somebody you know, when you see, you don't doubt.
Right.
After seeing that, that's whether they could offload the bodies further. I didn't have the courage. I said, no, it's okay. So I had to cover up. Telling the wife that they said some of the bodies, some of the sick, injured were carried to Koforidua Government Hospital. So I am getting back to Suhum. We'll try to stabilize Joshua and the little one. Then later we'll follow up to Koforidua. But then I knew that.
You knew at that point.
I had to cover up. So all the
How old was Gabriela?
Gabriela was 5.
5 years old.
Gabriela was 5. To do what I could do, because Joshua was struggling, the little boy was struggling, and I said, look, I told the nurses, could you give us a referral, because the examination shows head injury and a whole lot. And I spoke with another friend who said, okay, bring them to 37 Military Hospital.
Right.
So we rushed there, was admitted there. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but they couldn't determine the magnitude of the problem. So after being discharged, 3 days, came home, pains, cannot swallow, cannot talk, cannot. It's been traumatic, coupled with what we're going to do to bury the pieces left, and a lot. The
Matthias,
story has been very.
it's
traumatic.
been difficult.
Very.
And indeed, in putting together today's program, I've been doing my bits and pieces, putting it together so that we have a flow, and then we can talk about what the dentist did, right? But let me once again, on behalf of Joy FM, express our deepest condolences. And even though we've been able to make a way, make a difference, this is still difficult. And I know I've basically transported you back to that moment, identifying not a body but pieces and so on. And I wish there was a way I could have spared you this, but it's part of the story. Joshua is 19 years old. He'd come to Accra when he was 5. No, when he was in class 5, sorry, right? In 2012, to continue his education. So his uncle, who Matthias is talking about, who sadly passed away with the small girl Gabriella, was Joshua's benefactor. Indeed, Boniface, that's his name,
Yes.
the late Boniface and his wife Benedicta had been looking after Joshua. He was brought to Accra, did very well, completed his JHS, and they saw to it from class 5 that he proceeded to SHS. And Joshua was a big boss.
Yes, but Nangas in high school.
Big boss, right?
Yes, sir.
So in 2017, you completed last year SHS.
Yes, please.
Right. And last year was when you had this accident. Do you remember anything of it?
We finished the exam, that was 5th September. Then we had to come here 14th September. So we took the car from Boga 14th September, and then the accident happened on 15th September.
Wow. And you were badly hurt,
Yes.
right? But thank God you are here sharing your story and giving testimony to the miracle that God has performed for the family and indeed for you, right? And so your uncle got in touch, and then we started putting bits and pieces together. Joshua was seen at 37. Later, they live, I think, near Buduburam, right?
We live in Buduburam.
Buduburam, right. Okay. And then later at the hospital at Buduburam as well, there have been a few challenges, and then we patched them up with Dr. McLean Miracle Okang of the Platinum Orthodontics and Advanced Dental Care Services, Airport Hills. Uncle McLean,
Nortey, good afternoon.
you're welcome. So
Thank
we
you.
moved from bad breath, broken teeth to miracles, right? Cut a long story short, I put you together with Joshua and his uncle, and you needed to do an initial assessment.
Yes.
What did you find?
Okay, so we reached out to Joshua's uncle. They came in, and then on the first day, he came in as usual. Joshua is not opening his mouth, he's not talking. You could tell that there was a problem.
Right.
So we tried to get him to relax, let him know that we're going to do a full mouth exam. We will do the necessary x-rays, let him know what the problem was and what the plan was going to be.
Right.
Now he had, I think the week before, he had some procedure done at one of the facilities close to where he stayed.
That's right. I think
And-
that would be the St. Andrews, on Buduburam.
Yeah, one of the facilities, because they said he complained of a toothache and a procedure was done.
Kaswa
Kaswa.
Polyclinic.
Kaswa, the
Kaswa
Kaswa
Polyclinic.
Polyclinic. I
Right.
think when they were doing the procedure, the clinician doing it must have realized there was a problem. So I examined him. We did the x-rays. We found that, so what we call the anterior maxilla, the front part of his mouth, he had lost teeth on the top,
Okay.
about 5 of them. There was a broken piece still in the bone.
So he'd retained
So it's
some
like
fragments
what we'll call retained fragments or a retained
in the
tooth
bone.
in the bone on top and some on the bottom jaw too.
Wow.
In addition, he had part of the upper jaw broken, and so every time he tried to chew, the jaw was moving in parts.
It was mobile
It's just move out
instead
just
of being
moving.
fixed and locked.
So I told them that, look, what they are dealing with, we need to get them a surgeon. His jaw would have to be wired together, and then possibly it's either they'll put in a plate. So I was going to get them an oral surgeon. The oral surgeon will come into Platinum, do the necessary assessment, let them know the true cost, and then we will see the way forward.
Right.
Fortunately for us, our surgeon also waived the consult fee, so came in, did the assessment. We knew
What
the
you're saying
cost.
is he opted not to charge for this whole
The
assessment,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
With the whole assessment, he waived that. He came in. Then
Give us an idea of what was waived. I want my listeners to understand, because there are many people who are involved in road traffic accidents, or there's oral or dental trauma, right? Just give us an idea.
okay, so the consult with the specialist was about 590 cedis. His registration with the consultation was about 165. All the necessary X-rays, Platinum footed the bill.
Wow.
So I don't even want to include the cost of the X-rays. What I'm most grateful for is that never did we give Joshua an appointment and he missed it.
He gets there so early.
If Joshua's appointment is at 9, 7:30, Joshua is at the car park.
AM.
So I saw him as somebody who wanted to get this fixed. So we spoke to the surgeon. His uncle was in there during that consult. They had the various options. Let's say if they were going to have to put in titanium plates, it was going to cost about 6,000 cedis. And then there was an alternative which was cheaper. So then they opted for that. And so they were only paying for, they opted to pay for what would be needed to secure the jaw, because Joshua was now going to be an intermaxillary
What was that
fixation.
for? That was supposed to
So
prevent the jaw from moving.
So just like the way if you broke your arm, they'll put it in a cast, in a POP.
Right.
We're going to put his mouth into POP so that he's not moving, to allow the bone time to heal.
Right.
And that usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
So for 6 to 8 weeks, Joshua was going to be on liquid diet, soft diet, and everything was going to be through a straw. He had already lost the front teeth, so you can imagine everything just...
He lost 5 upper
and 4 on the lower.
and 4 lower. And then he had those that were broken and stuck in the
Two
bone.
broken in there. Yeah.
So you had to sort all that out.
So when he came for the wiring of the jaw, all the broken pieces were taken out at no cost.
Right.
They sutured up nicely, then wired his jaw. We taught him how to take care of the place, wound care, everything. He came for his suture removal. Then after about 8 weeks, he came back. We removed the wires.
Okay, Doc, let me wire your jaw for now. Right? Listeners, if you've just joined us, we're celebrating a little radio miracle. Yeah, radio gets results. In the studio, I have with me Joshua Ayinga. But your actual name is Ayanka. Oh, am I right?
Ayoka.
Ayonka.
Ayoka.
Ayoka. Hey, okay. I'm trying to get it right, okay? He's staying in Accra with his maternal aunt. He was involved in a tragic road traffic accident on the 15th of September last year. His uncle got in touch in October last year, and then we, should I say, built a bridge, kind of an interchange to Platinum Orthodontics and Advanced Dental Care Services, Airport Hills. So we're telling the story, and we're also going to be looking at some of the issues, because there are still some challenges claiming insurance, right? And we need to start understanding these things and take them up alongside, well, they are medical, legal, and health issues. We'll look at that, because his uncle has told me, and I'm trying to see how we can assist or facilitate that process as well. Because if you're on a vehicle and something happens, well, it should be covered. The vehicle should be covered, and you should be able to claim some of these things. So that's what we're discussing now. But Dr. Okang, let me come back to you. What I want to ask is, so we had to fix his jaw, right? So he was restricted to liquid diet,
Yes.
right? But before we saw him, therefore, it means he had challenges eating, speaking, and so on. Joshua, what was it like before all this was done? Could you talk? Could you eat? You didn't have your teeth.
I could talk small, but not to be confident like how I used to talk.
Right.
Then some of the words that I was speaking, it won't be coming out like how
Right.
it used to be.
Okay. In your business, we say he has articulation challenges
Yes.
because the structures of the mouth have been damaged.
Yes.
So he can't
Speech was a problem.
produce the
mastication
sounds.
was a problem.
Chewing is a problem.
Aesthetics, he can't smile in public. I'm sure his confidence must have dropped.
Yes.
So, and then because of the broken pieces, there was pain, there was sensitivity until those things are dealt with.
Wow.
So even though it's someone will see it just as a car accident, until all these various components are dealt with, the holistic care for him was
Right.
incomplete.
Okay. Right. You see him in the studios, you see him online, Facebook, YouTube, looking so handsome. I can still see some residual scars around his left eyebrow, right? He had serious head injuries, okay? So it's a miracle he's sitting there with us, smiling, enjoy 99.7 FM, but it wasn't a pretty sight at all. And somehow it's been put together, and we want to understand some of the issues that remain. Okay, so he would have had challenges even psychologically because of this damage, right? And if we hadn't mobilized this, probably he would be living or struggling to live and cope with some of these things.
Yes,
right.
And long-term quality of life, he might shy away from society, things he used to do freely.
Okay.
Because now you don't have teeth, you wouldn't want to go out. If he was in class, like he's saying, if they ask the question, chances are that he will never
He
speak
won't
up.
answer. Right.
Even if he knew the answer and he was the only one in the classroom, he wouldn't speak up.
99.7 FM.
Okay. Now, let me ask this. Obviously, there are people living with some of this dental trauma and don't have access to these kinds of facilities, right? I noticed in your report, and I asked Doc to share a report with me, you know, I become like the Minister of Health. But I saw in the gingivitis, and you were explaining to me how the trauma can also cause this. Can you just explain to my listeners what that is?
So, gingivitis is basically the inflammation of the gums.
Okay.
Now, when for someone who
99.7
has never
FM.
seen the dentist before, when plaque and calculus builds up, it irritates the gums.
Right.
The gums get inflamed.
Okay.
Now, when you have broken teeth or broken fillings, broken prostheses for people in the general public, those serve as plaque accumulation points. So
Right.
you would eat, food will get stuck in that area, you will
Right.
build up more,
Okay.
and the gum gets more inflamed. So you may have existing ones, but it gets compounded by
It's worsened by the trauma.
fresh trauma.
Right.
So if you ask Joshua, he remembers on the day we're fitting, we gave him a clean where we went around his teeth and gums and cleaned out all the debris for him to just look nice so that he doesn't feel any of those things in there.
I'm embarrassed to think what you'll find in my mouth.
So you
Because-
know where to find me.
Oh, be fair. But this is serious. So somebody could have progressive infection and other conditions because they have a trauma that has not been addressed.
Yes.
Has not been assessed, and there's no intervention.
Yes, and sometimes for some people, it is the individual feeling like there's no need.
99.7
Oh, okay, so I broke my hand, they fixed my hand. There's no need for somebody else to check if in the accident I bumped my head.
Okay.
Did I break my jaw? Did I
Right.
break my teeth?
Okay.
Because I'm not feeling pain doesn't necessarily mean nothing is broken.
Okay. Right. Okay. We are maybe I'm a psychologist, but somehow I've put aside the trauma of the accident itself, the loss of his uncle, his sister, and so on and so forth. Right. And then there was another younger boy who was also injured. But thankfully, he's okay now.
He's okay now.
Right? Okay, so there's a lot going on. We got into the picture, and this is what we've done. Now, Doc, we had to consider options because of money.
Yes.
Right? And we were biased towards that which was attainable, affordable, right?
Yes.
So what have we done so far? I recall after the first few assessments and the procedures, I had a discussion online with Matthias, and I said and I pleaded that the initial expenses, if the family could mobilize, that was an initial 1,000 or so.
Yes, the 1,000 was to get for the things needed to wire his jaw.
Right.
Yes, so they mobilized,
99.7
put in that bit. So
Okay.
for the surgeon's skill and time,
Right.
Platinum absorbed that.
Okay. After that, we had to take or toss a coin, literally, between the type of fixture that or prosthesis we give Joshua, right? What were our options and what did we choose?
Okay. So for Joshua, there were several options. We could do an acrylic denture. We had the flexible or Valplus denture.
Okay.
If you wanted something permanent, you would be talking about dental bridges. The best case replacement would have been dental implants. Currently, a single dental implant ranges between about $2,000 to about $4,000, the CD equivalent. I'm
A
talking about
single.
yes.
You're talking about
and
a tooth.
a tooth, because no component of it is manufactured in this country. So it is sold to you. You just bring it and you pass the cost on to the patient.
One tooth would cost in the region of $2,000.
Between the cheapest, I've asked around all of Accra. The cheapest is $2,000. The highest I have heard is about $4,000.
All right.
And that doesn't include if let's say he lost so much bone and he had to be given artificial bone. The cost of artificial bone is not even included.
Wow. So when somebody fixes these permanent options, that means what? You just take care of your teeth like normal?
Yes, so it becomes part of you normal.
Right.
You just make sure you brush twice a day. You'll be taught how to clean around them, how to floss around them, and just make sure you stick to your 6 monthly dental visits, and you should be fine.
Would you still have sensation or feeling in those teeth, or?
So the teeth themselves, you won't feel.
You won't feel anything.
The dental implant, you won't feel sensation, but the gum around it is still alive.
Okay.
So if you were developing a problem around it, you might come and complain of pain or some funny sensation around it because you aren't doing your part.
Okay.
The gum is to warn you that, look, something is going wrong.
Okay. Right. It's 36 minutes past the hour of 2 on Joy 99.7 FM. This is an Ultimate Health Special Report. We're sharing the story behind the smile. There's a young gentleman. And ironically, when I checked all the data and the papers I have on Joshua in front of me, I realized that it's your birthday in 6 days' time. Oh?
Yes, please.
You were born on the 17th of April, right? So you're going to be 20.
Yes.
Right? So there's a reason for the smile as well, and there's a birthday coming. So we'll find a way of Abeku. We'll find a way of joining this birthday. So from the data, I've read a lot around this. So we chose the what do we call the temporary.
Yes. So we opted for the Valplast under the condition so that he could still function aesthetically.
Okay.
He would adapt to it and be able to eat with it eventually.
Okay.
Whilst we planned for the long term, because if we looked at the number of teeth lost, which is 9 in all, and then the cost of the implants, we were also looking at how we funding treatments. That is, if you are looking at about, it's in the thousands of dollars.
Right.
How we funding that, and so we needed to find something that at
Something we
least
could do
he
in
could
the
still
short term.
function. In the short term, he can function. He can live his life. He can
Okay.
still be confident, go to school, carry out his daily
Right.
chores, and then we are still, and you were in there the day we fitted it.
Right.
I told him we will still be seeing him on a regular basis.
Right.
And then in the long term, we can aim for the permanent ones for him.
So now he has the ones he can take out.
Yes, he can take out.
So
He
can I
will-
call those dentures?
They are dentures.
They are
but
dentures.
It's just that they are the flexible kind, so they don't break.
All right.
We didn't want to give him the kind where, let's say, Joshua decides, oh, he wants to go and play a game of football. Someone accidentally hits
Some
him.
Sergio Ramos.
Then Joshua calls that, you know what, my teeth are broken. You
Right.
know, we wanted something that he could still live his life and then
Okay.
not worry about
So this is
it
pretty
breaking.
durable.
Yes, very
right?
durable.
It's temporary, but it could be permanent.
Yes.
You
I
can-
know
you
people
can live with
who
this.
live their whole lives. They have something like this, and that's what
Right.
they've been living with the last 20 years.
Okay, just quickly. So he has dentures on the upper
And the lower.
and the lower.
Yes. For
So
the
that's
front.
2 pieces, or
Yes, 2 separate pieces.
which he can take out
Yes.
and clean, and he's been taught how to
He
do all
knows
that.
how to handle it.
Joshua, what happens if you lose one set?
I'll call him.
But I know Joshua won't do that.
Right, but Joshua, I was there when you were being taught how to fix it
Yes, please.
and how to look after it and to put it in the. Is it a? Can I? Is it a
We
case?
gave him a very nice case.
Right. How's that going?
Oh, everything's going on well.
Right.
Yes.
So you take it out at night, or what? When do you take it out?
If I'm in the house like this, and then I will talk with my family members, so they know what's wrong with me.
Right.
So in the house, and I will take it and put inside the case. Then
Right.
talk with my
Okay.
normal mouth.
Right. But you've learned how to handle this.
Yes.
Okay. You finished SHS. You told me last time you help in your auntie's store for now.
Yeah.
What's the plan for your schooling and life in general ahead? Are you going to continue?
Yes, please.
Right. Okay. So you're waiting and checking. Matthias, you know anything about the plans for him moving forward?
Yeah, so for now, I think the family is gradually
Recovering.
recovering. I think he will have 1 or 2
Joy
papers to
99.7
make up.
FM.
Not going forward. Possibly maybe next year. We might let him write those papers.
Okay. Oh, he has some papers to rewrite.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
And then we'll see. We'll see what God can do.
Okie dokie. Right. Let me see if I can read a couple of WhatsApp messages. WhatsApp is 055 11 11 997. You're on Joy 99.7 FM. We're sharing the wonderful, miraculous story of Joshua Ayinga, right? Ayanka, right?
Ayoka.
Ayoka. Okay, right. Don't mind me. My jaws are a bit stiff when it comes to his name. But he was involved in a tragic road traffic accident on the 15th of September 2020. Many of you know 2020 to be a dreadful year. But for this family, it was even worse. He lost his benefactor, his uncle, and his sister. He survived with serious head injuries and lost several teeth. His jaw was broken, and we put him in touch through a call from his uncle to the program, or a WhatsApp. We managed to put him in touch with Platinum Orthodontics and Advanced Dental Care Services at Airport Hills in Accra. And Dr. McLean Okang is the specialist who saw him, or you're a general.
I'm a general dentist.
You're a general dentist. Very modest. Very modest. When I put your picture up, somebody asked me, did he go to Infanspin? Because they know I went to Infanspin. Then the person also said, you look mama or dadaba.
Hey.
And said, you must have studied outside.
Wow. I trained in the dental school in Kolebu.
That's right. So our paths have crossed long time ago in Bethlehem.
Long time.
Yes, okay.
You actually taught me psychology.
I don't know anything about that. Okay. That's why I don't want to come to your dental clinic. You might have some revenge in your mind. All right. This was good afternoon. Let me just read this. Where is it now? I've lost it. Nortey. Yet another testimony. God bless you, Nortey, for impacting lives with this program, which I never miss on Sundays, Ultimate Health. I have loads of testimonies from this program. Would one day share when it's complete. This is from Beatrice in Tema. Oh, yeah, Beatrice. You and your husband. Okay. I know who this is. All right. Nortey, please. No, where is it now? Scroll down. Please help us alert the local authority, Lejokuku, regarding an open fire chop bar, fufu pounding, etc., situated in the triangle of the traffic lights at the intersection of the Palace Shopping Mall and the Airport Hills Road petrol station. So somebody is actually selling and has an open fire right at the traffic light. Thanks for sharing that. Hello, Nortey. I have a 3-week-old baby who doesn't seem to see. A lot has happened since his birth by... I can't see SVD, right? I plan on visiting the hospital for checkup tomorrow. Do we have an eye surgeon, or do we have eye surgeons in Ghana for babies? I'm worried and scared. We were in NICU till last week. I observed he doesn't do object tracing, and most of the time his eyes are closed. This is from Irene in Tamale. Irene, I'll see who I can put you in touch with. I know there's a Dr. Jifa Fourier J in Kolebu. Also practices at Lister, I think. Can you mention the dentist in the studio's contact? Right. So, Dr. McLean, maybe you can give contact for Platinum. All right, later. Eric in Teshi says, this day I had no money on me and I was blaming God for lacking. I stayed indoors with Joy FM. And you know what? I'm crying to God for asking for forgiveness. Others with this harsh problem still thank God. I thank you for doing this great work for my brother in there. One day I will have USD, and I believe that's dollars, to help him. This is from Eric in Teshi. Eric, stay blessed there. He makes a way, always. This is from Dede in Maryland. Joshua's uncle said it couldn't be determined what was wrong with him at all the hospitals, including 37. Physically, he still looks good, but my concern is, could any brain or internal injuries that have not been checked be in the picture? This is from Dede. I'll be talking to Dr. McLean about the assessments they've done and any other things that need to be done. This one says, okay, that's not for me. All right. So 45 minutes. We have 15 minutes to look at some of the issues. If you want to call, the phone line is active. 0302-216-541. WhatsApp is 055 11 11 997. I'm in the studio with Joshua, his uncle Matthias, and the miracle doctor, McLean Okan. I don't know how a dentist got the name McLean. which is the name for toothpaste, right? But he's here and he's been doing wonderful work with his team at Platinum Orthodontics and Advanced Dental Care Services, Airport Hills. Is there a number for somebody who would want to contact Platinum?
Yes, so they could reach us on 0302 998 750
Okay.
or 050 892 3041.
Okay, great. So those are the healthy buttons to push to get in touch with Platinum. But we do have dental specialists at all our public and private health facilities. Okay, if you have had any trauma of any sort, those of you who open beer and all sorts of things with your teeth, and you're walking around thinking you're cool, have yourself checked out. It could cause serious complications and problems. Let me come to Matthias and talk briefly. What's the situation? He was in a bus, right? There was an STC bus and a Kia bus. Which one were they in?
They were in the Kia bus.
The Kia bus. Okay. So have you been able to contact or had any contact with the owners of this vehicle for purposes of insurance and claims?
Honestly, we yet to do that because
Joy.
especially with the
99.7 FM.
small girl involved, the wife needed to get the necessary documentation, that letters of administration and all that from the courts.
Okay.
Because moving forward, they will ask to testify that, of course, you are the true claimant.
Okay.
So that is almost done. And then we'll be knocking on the doors of the transport company.
Right. Okay. Right. I have a caller on the line. I'll do that. Somebody wants you. I think they didn't want you to repeat the numbers for Platinum. So I'll come back for that. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Eni.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm blessed. Who am I speaking to and where are you calling from?
This is Bishop calling from Asante Mampong.
Oh, Bishop. You're most welcome.
Yes, sir.
Share with us, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to find out from the dentist. The young guy, Joshua is 20 years now. Going forward, he will age. Will there be the need to change the fixtures in there,
Okay.
or he will grow with it and it will be okay? That's just what I want to find out.
Okay. Great.
And I still want the number too, so that I will see how I can contact him.
Okay. So, Dr. McLean, if you can give the number out, and then he's asking if this needs to be replaced over time.
Okay, so the numbers are 0302 998 750 and then 050 892 3041.
Okay. Right. Does he have to replace these?
If he takes good care of them, because he's past 18, the bulk of the growth has happened with his jaws. We won't have to replace them. It's just about taking good care.
Okay.
However, if we, during our regular routine
Okay.
care, we notice that there's a need to do that, we would
Right.
arrange and do that for him.
All right. I'm
But I
blinking
know
again.
the goal is to get him something permanent. So I'm hoping that in the
Right.
near future,
We will
we
mobilize.
will be able to mobilize something and get him the permanent one and not to have to worry about
Okay.
these removable ones.
Right. We will do that. God will do it. I was going to ask and blinking whilst I ask. You talk of reviews. He has to keep coming to Platinum, right? We've already had a lot waived for us. How is that being covered?
Okay, so currently, because of what we need to make sure he gets extremely comfortable with the prosthesis, that he's taking good care of them like we taught him. So we'll be reviewing. I'll be seeing him in 4 weeks.
Okay.
And then after the 4 weeks, we'll see him again in about 3 months.
Right.
Then from the 3 months, we'll move him to every 6 months. If
Okay.
he has the permanent one, it will be 6 monthly.
Okay.
For now, I know we are covering it
Platinum is covering this. Wow.
for his reviews.
Why?
It's the least we can do for someone who has gone through so much.
Oh, goodness. I don't even know what to say and how to say it. So he's covered for his reviews. And I know, let me share this, listeners. Dr. Okang and I have been exchanging mails and calls. And I actually thought at some point that I'll get the money for the permanent. We didn't get that. And there was a silence, loud silence. And then he gets back to me and he says, I'll go ahead. We'll go ahead. We'll cover this. And I just don't know what to say, but to thank Platinum. Novishi, yourself, everybody there. The atmosphere there is just something else. But if you're going to be covering this, we can only say thank you for bringing the smile and the joy to this family. And we are hoping that we can mobilize the rest. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But let me also, just quickly, we're running out of time. So if this hadn't been touched, what were the possible or potential complications for Joshua? Or anybody else who has experienced something like this?
So he will continue to have sensitivity, pain at some point. That's where the retained fragments would get infected. He will probably get a swelling on the gum or the jaw. He will come in, and then by which time he would have lost more bone. So when you even want to do the implants that he needs, you now have to give him artificial bone before you even do that. And that is more cost because averagely artificial bone starts at $300 upwards.
There's artificial bone.
Yes.
Wow.
The last time I told you artificial saliva, today I'm telling you artificial bone.
Last time I also read about artificial tears. Charlie, this world, very soon, Billy, I'm looking at you and thinking of artificial hair. Wow. Okay, great. And then this issue of the insurance, okay? Of course, you are handling it downstream, but do you get this where you are required to give medical reports as part of these processes?
Yes. So he would not. I'm sure if you ask Joshua, he will tell you that we took pictures.
Pictures, right?
Because
We have
when the insurance comes in, they will need that.
Okay.
And then with the reports, because every good insurance company has a team of doctors who would advise them as to the way forward. And they will need that. And once they have that, and if they award the claim, we'll just move on with.
Okay, so if you are in this situation, I have a call online. Let me take the call and come back. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Right, is this Ajiman Joseph?
Yes, sir, boss.
All right, share with us quickly, please.
Yeah, with the natural teeth, I mean, one is advised to take care of it in terms of hot liquids and sweets to avoid toothache. With this one, he says if you take good care of it, what are some of the dangers that when we don't take time, it might disturb it?
Okay, right. What are some of the dangers? How should he be taking care of his teeth and so on and so forth? Ajiman Joseph is bringing in his specialist knowledge about hot water or hot things and things like that.
Okay, so the type we've given him, he doesn't need to keep it in hot water or cold water. We've given him a type that is flexible and adapts to his gum.
Okay.
So he's been taught how to wear it, how to clean it after meals, what he can clean it with, and what he cannot clean it with.
Okay.
And he has a nice container to keep it, because if you have pets at home, they usually like this prosthesis, so they chew them. That's why we gave him the container. We've had too many stories of, and my dog ate my this. So we don't want that to happen. So
dogs like this.
Yeah, because of the smell as it stays with saliva, they like it. They will chew it.
Oh wow. Okay. Any dogs in the house, Joshua?
Yes, we have two.
So what's the name of your dog?
I didn't even know that bit, but I guess
what's the name of your dog?
One is Rocky, and then the small one is Hops.
Hey, talk to them. All right. So those are sorted, right? We talked about insurance. We talked about complication. But last thing I want to ask you, so anybody who's had maybe an accident or trauma, right? I'm using the word because you use it, so I feel authorized to use it, to the teeth or jaws, right? What should they do? If Joshua was walking around and you said when you did your assessment, his jaw was mobile, which means it shifts. Yeah. When you look at him, you won't see it moving, but it is not fixed like it should be. So what should people like that do? People with this?
So when it comes to trauma, I want to break it into maybe 2 or 3. The first thing I need is at the accident site or where the incident happens, whether you were playing football and somebody hits it, you hit somebody, and
immediately it happens.
Immediately it happens. We need everybody to be calm. If teeth have come out, slow down, look for the teeth. If you find them, hold it by the white part, what we see in the mouth, the crown. Rinse with saliva, or if you have milk, rinse it with milk, and put it back the way you think the teeth should be. And get the person to the dentist within the first 1 hour. That tooth has a longer or a greater chance of survival in his mouth and not being lost. Usually people panic, so they don't even look for it. So by the time you see Joshua, you are seeing him without the tooth. But
Right.
if someone had been calm enough, they may have found it.
Okay.
And then Joshua
Ideal
would still
situation.
have ideal
Alright,
situation.
okay.
So we have cases like that.
So the
I think
time is important.
timing
you
is
can
also
actually
important.
save the
You could
natural
actually
tooth
save it.
if you can find it.
if you find it.
Okay,
If you
great.
don't find it, tooth is out, you come in. If you finish with your head injury or the broken arm, broken leg, just see a general dentist.
Okay.
They would examine both jaws, your jaw joint. That's the other part people forget,
Okay.
especially for me,
Okay.
because we have a lot of people on motorbikes. When they fall and they land on their chin without the helmet, the commonest place they could fracture is the neck of the condyle, which is the
Right.
jaw joint.
Right.
But because they fall, they get up, they are fine, they just move the bike.
Okay.
So just see a dentist, they will check, do the necessary x-ray. If it's broken, you'll be referred to the appropriate specialist. It will be sorted out for you.
Okay.
Always see the general dentist. If it is the soft tissue, whether it's the lip, gums, tongue, floor of mouth, it will be fixed. If it is hard tissue, tooth, jaws, we can fix them here.
Wow. Can be fixed, right? Money was the issue. We've managed to work that. And I have Joshua and his uncle. They look satisfied. And there are plans moving forward. Matthias, anything you want to share as we wrap up?
Well, what can I say? And to say thank you to God for your lives. Thank you for Joy FM, Dr. McLean. No amount of words can really describe how appreciative we are. We pray that God give you long life in your line of business, and we leave the rest to future and to the hands of God,
To the Almighty.
to the Almighty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for reaching out.
God
You've
bless you.
made such a difference in Joshua's
bless you.
life. In your grief, your pain, you could just have held your head and allowed things to go wrong. Thank you so much. Joshua, anything you want to share with my listeners, with your family? I spoke to your auntie Benedicta yesterday,
Yes, please.
right?
Yes.
Anything you want to share?
And
Quickly.
first of all, I want to thank my uncle
Right.
for linking up with you. Then first of all, I want to say God should bless you and bless my uncle, then the doctor.
Right.
For you linking me up with them, helping me get teeth. Right now, I'm comfortable to smile outside. When I'm at my auntie's, the place we sell
Right.
our things, I can now smile. Not like first, I used to only wear the mask. Sitting there, I can't move the mask.
Right.
But right now,
The
I'm
mask was
comfort-
helping you hide
Yes,
the
please.
damage.
Yes.
Okay.
But now I can smile, talk to people openly without.
But you need the mask. Never forget that. Okay.
COVID is not good.
Right? You need the
Okay.
mask. Don't get too confident and then, okay, all right,
Okay.
because of precautions we've taken here, you have your mask off.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
So you are comfortable.
Yes, please.
You are happy.
Yes.
Right.
And I want to thank God. God should bless you people. Joy FM. God should bless you. And then the Platinum Dental. God should open ways for them.
Right. Okay. You've been going there for a long time. If you had to say something about Platinum, what would you say? The place, the people, what would you say? Quickly.
Oh, they are very caring. Especially this my doctor. Anytime I go there, he tell me that I shouldn't lose hope. They will fix it for me.
Right.
Then I always get the courage that one day I'll get my teeth fixed.
Right. And actually, you got them fixed.
Yes.
We're grateful to God. We're grateful to Platinum Orthodontics and Dental Care Services. There's somebody who says, I mess around too much with Bile, my senior, Miliodote in the US. Well, he knows why I mess around with him. He's my big brother, but because I come before him, also his big brother. But thanks again, Dr. McLean Okang and Matthias, and my regards to the family. I know his biological father is in Bolga.
Yes.
He's George, right?
Yes.
Right? And we're grateful to have been able to play this humble role, and we're hoping we can do more. Many thanks to Abeku, my producer. He's put some of the pictures and some of the details online, and I hand over to Bile, who I won't say he has artificial music. He has Sunday rhythms coming up on Joy 99.7. My name is Nortey by nature. I'm out. Stick and stay.
DSTV has millions of stories to inspire you for anything you do in your everyday life.
Our stories.
What a lovely romantic day. Now for the best